In 1973, I won a Winston Churchill Travelling Fellowship to go to Scandinavia to research English language teaching methods in schools, colleges and other providers with the aim of using the methodology in foreign language teaching in this country. I was away from April until July and went first to Bergen in Norway, taking the ship from Newcastle. In Bergen I stayed with a local family. I really felt an affinity with Norwegians. Their language is similar to English, having the same roots, and people there are very pro-British. I felt I had come home to where our ancestors came from, namely the Vikings. One place I visited in Bergen was the Bergen, a seaside quay with wooden shops and houses going back to the Middle Ages. They are painted in red and yellow and look very distinctive. Also a stave church, as they are called. They are made entirely of wood and go back to the beginning of Christianity in Norway and are very popular for weddings. After 3 weeks in Bergen, I took the train to Oslo. Although it was late April, there was still a lot of snow in the mountains and we got stuck in a huge drift. We had to wait 2 hours for a snowplough to come and free us. A real link with its Viking past is the Museum of Viking Ships. It's amazing when you think that seafarers in such ships sailed across the North Sea and up the River Trent as far as Repton, the capital of Anglo-Viking Mercia. After a month in Oslo, I flew to Stockholm and had another home stay. I had always thought Norwegians and Swedes were similar people. After all, they are neighbours. But Swedes are much more formal and reserved. They don't speak very much, and you can sit opposite one on a long train journey and never come into conversation, unless, as they say, you have been properly introduced. An interesting visit I made was to Ericsson's, the telephone company. Here, all meetings are held in English above a certain managerial level, whether a native English speaker is present or not. Even the gatekeeper needs to know some English to speak to people arriving at the company. Swedes are very proud of their country. Stockholm is clean, quite wealthy, and has excellent social services, even if the level of taxation is 70%. On my return to England in the late summer, I went to the Royal Festival Hall in London to collect my medal. All recipients went up individually onto the stage to receive the commendations from Prince Charles, the guest speaker. We were told how to bow, only from the neck, and not a full court bow from the waist. We learnt when to speak and how to address the Prince. Your Royal Highness on first speaking, and then Sir after that. I had quite a chat with the Prince. He asked me a lot about my time in Sweden. It was an unforgettable occasion.